Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you.
It's been a long time, we shouldn't have left you without a dope beat, step two.
Without a dope beat, step two. Thank you so much for the love you've been showing me on the Ghana vlogs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And just looking back at the Ghana vlogs, I feel like I have grown so much since then. I'm actually going crazy being inside. I'm literally going insane. Anyway, I'm back. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is the third time I filmed this video and I've got a new camera, so I just hope that, you know how they say like third time is the charm. But what I wanted to film today is my top 10 pet peeves. So number 10 is the hypersexualization of the black woman. Okay, let me explain it. I just basically feel like I'm seeing so many hypersexualized images of black women, and I feel like there's a message unconsciously being promoted to us that we have to be hypersexual in order to succeed. I can see that with the rise of rappers who are more hypersexualized, but also influencers. People are now taking more suggestive pictures. And as black women, I feel like there is an agenda out there for us to just be objectified, for us to be consumed, and the only way that we can have attention, or the only way we can be popping, or the only way that we can be popular is if we showcase ourselves in a hypersexualized way. It's really interesting when you look at influencers such as Molly May, who's really big, and she doesn't have to do that. When you see black female influencers or black females in general, there's this whole added layer of you have to be sexualized in some way, whether that's through like showing your bum or having certain suggestive pictures. When it comes to having an agenda being promoted, there has to be a reward system. I feel like that reward system is more attention. You see the rise of black women being more hypersexualized, and with that comes the praise, comes the attention, and that then validates that this is the way to move, and this is the way to grow, and this is also the way to make me feel empowered as a woman. To be grown or be a woman has been confined to being very sexualized. So as soon as someone will start posting a suggestive picture, and this is a very narrow definition of what it means to be sexualized as well. It's very much a westernized, Americanized image and definition and standard. It's a very narrow image of what that means. I feel that seed is planted into women, and they are embracing that they are being a woman by doing these things. It can make black women feel like, oh, this is me being a woman, this is me having my confidence, this is what it means to be a confident woman. And that's just through growing up showing those images constantly to us, and having influencers and people showcase that to us. This whole agenda to hypersexualize black women, I am not for it. I do not believe your worth or your value is externally based. It's important to have that validation from who you are internally, and that may not look like what you see validation looks like on the outside. Why does it not look like that? Because it's been created by you, and it's originated by you. And I think that's beautiful. There's people who feel like that they are being themselves that way. I'm not here to judge, but I'm here to say that I feel like there is an agenda being pushed, particularly on black women. And I also feel like there's a lot of black women who partake in this and pushing that agenda out there. And like I said, I just feel like you're beautiful in who you are, and being yourself, and having that value in yourself. Don't push those images on me, because I am not for it. Okay, so number 9 is conspicuous consumption, and I've spoken about this in my rant video about chasing the bag. But it is this whole idea to just be like, oh, I have loads of money. I cannot deal with this whole money obsession. I feel like it's insane. It's literally an obsession. I can't believe how obsessed people are with money. Designer things, and I think it really does come from that space of wanting to show people you are valuable. That whole conspicuous consumption is to kind of show off, to show you are of worth. Sometimes it's not, sometimes you just might like nice things and stuff, but I feel like there's another layer to it. Then what is even worse is just like getting a rich man in order to be able to get these things, and that makes you a powerful woman if you're able to get a rich man. Again, you're attaching your power to a man, and then you're also attaching your power to having material wealth, which is external. And like Lauryn Hill said, like, wisdom is better than silver and gold. So I'm all for that. Like, when you have that glow inside, not the glow outside, it is beyond anything. No one can take that away from you. It's on a stable foundation. So I just feel like this whole chasing the bag, again, like what this whole idea, you're chasing, you're never fulfilled. Like this whole splurging money, like I'm everything because I have the money. I'm not for that whole thing. And again, I feel like that's being pushed on black women. Number 8 is binary thinking. So binary thinking is when you think things are either black or white. There's no room for grey, there's no room for spectrum. Cancel culture is very much about that. Actually, a YouTuber called Adela Afadi, I think I'm saying that right, she's done a great video on binary thinking. But I'm the type of person who likes to be across the spectrum, who likes to be fluid, who can have opinion one day or in 1 minute, and after I've had a conversation with another person, change my opinion and that be okay. I feel sometimes this whole idea of binary thinking as well is very much attached to this whole idea of right and wrong. Like, your identity is in being right. You feel like you have to be right, otherwise you basically lose a part of yourself, or like you feel like you're made to be small. These things come from, you know, like school. Maybe if you've got the question wrong, you're speaking to the teacher and then they're just like, oh yeah, you've got the question wrong, and then you're made to feel small. But being wrong isn't a bad thing. Someone who is very knowledgeable has the power to be able to be wrong, to change their mind. And also, I just feel like with spectrum thinking, it means that you don't necessarily have to attach what someone says to a person forevermore, and understand that it's a word that's come out of their mouth and it can be able to be changed. Things are fluid. There's not that rigidity in people. It's again going back to this whole idea of we're objectifying people, we're fixing people. This person is like this because they said that, so their identity is become now in their words. Like, come on man, like, we are fluid, we change. And I'm just for the whole idea of being on like having spectrum thinking, being fluid in the way we interact, in the way we think, in the way we pick up ideas, in the way we maybe put down ideas as well. Why has it gone dark? Guys, for some reason my camera's gone dark, so we're just gonna have to deal with this different get up, which is really annoying. This is why this is the third time I'm actually filming this video. This is so annoying. The thing is, the second video, I'm sorry guys, maybe I might show it to you, but with that second video, it had so much knowledge that I was just dropping, but you're not gonna see that now, are you? My pet peeve number 7 is being seen as different or alternative because you aren't doing the same thing as the majority, or you don't think the same thing as the majority of people do. I think the ironic thing about that is we are all different, we are all unique. No one has the same fingerprint. Everyone has a different fingerprint. And I feel like if everyone was themselves, everyone would be different. There wouldn't necessarily have to be a same. I feel like a lot of the times there is a majority because potentially it's something that we've been brought up in, or it's something that has been normalized, so we just do it and we don't question it, or it's something that, or maybe we're just a bit lost or trying to explore and find a way of life, and we're just copying and following what other people are doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Sometimes when people say you're different or you're alternative, it can be, it's about because I don't really care about being called different that much, but I think it's about the intention behind what you're saying. A difference has been weaponized, and you are seen as different, then you are excluded. It actually has real consequences. Like, you can be excluded, you can, from a group, you feel like you don't belong. There's a sense of separation that then comes between you and another person. If they perceive you to be that way, it could create things such as fear. Like, it is very heavy, and difference has been weaponized, and we can see that a lot with colonialism as well. And I feel like at the end of the day, it is like a superstition. If aliens were to come down onto this earth, they'll be like, what are these people doing? Because we are all different, we are all unique. And what we're doing is trying to, the way that difference is weaponized is that we try to find something that there's a commonality around people, a certain group of people, and we raise this group to have power, and then say that everyone else that doesn't have this certain criteria is different, which is just super crazy, because like I said before, we are all different. And the whole idea of feeling the same and doing what everyone does can help to create a sense of belonging. It can help to create a sense of validation of who you are, because generally I feel like the way that we have been created in this society, we have been told by institutions, or what we then internalize and perpetuate to our friends or other people, is the whole idea that what on earth was I trying to say? Oh my god, that point was so good. It was so juicy, like it was so good, and the point was just like I was about to hit and run. Do you get what I mean? It was about to be a rounder. What I'm trying to say is that basically, yeah, difference is weaponized. We need to be careful about that, and we are all different anyway, so it just does not make any sense, and it's just a tool used to divide and separate us from people, and to make us feel like we don't belong. We're in a society, it's built for us, our validation, to be based on people and external things, so that we have to obtain and look outside ourselves for the validation. But really and truly, the secret is that validation is in yourself, and if you have that validation in yourself, then no one can tell you nothing. And if someone calls me different, whatever, like, I'm proud of it, and it's just crazy anyway, because we are all unique and different and special, and I love seeing the special and unique ways that we can express ourselves and we can be, because we should all be part of being able to co-create the society and culture and the identity of what it means to be human beings. So I'm all for just that freedom. Guys, I think I'm gonna go crazy because this is like the 5th time I'm filming this video. I definitely feel like the whole world is fighting against me to make this video. I honestly do. Let's just keep it moving, let's keep it going, let's keep the energy up. So number 5, or like for number 5, I'm gonna have the feminine channels come after me, because my number 5 pet peeve is high value men. First of all, high value men is not something that I personally would use, but if I was to use it and use it as a term or phrase, I would use it to describe a man with a high value character, moral character. You know what, like Martin Luther King said, like, it's you know, judging a man by the content of the character, not the color of their skin. So just the whole idea of having someone who's got very high, the content of the character is very high value, morals, the way they treat people, the way they love people, the way they have awareness of themselves, and to pay for you as if like we can't provide for ourselves, or if we always have to be the beck and call of a man. Like, and at the end of the day, like, that this is me. Like, if you love this whole idea of high value man and wanting that, and these channels work for you, please do it, boo. Do what you need to do. But for me personally, I'm not about this whole high value man thing, and I just think it's just silly, to be honest. I just think it's just I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense, because I've got friends who are millionaires. I know people who are millionaires, and if you're looking for the person to act in a different way, I don't think the money determines that type of person. Number 4 is twerking, and I feel like this is an unpopular opinion, but I personally don't like twerking. I don't like also the whole idea that a black woman is synonymous with twerking. I feel like twerking was popularized by a white woman, Miley Cyrus, and it's funny how when a white woman popularizes something that is potentially in the subculture of a black community, it then becomes something that, as much as I feel like as a black community we do not want to be seen as a homogenous entity, I feel like sometimes we can see ourselves as a homogenous entity, and when we see people on TV screens that look like us doing something, it then makes us kind of feel like, oh, should we be doing that? Is that what it means for we should be doing that because we're black? And oh, I'm black, that's what I need to do because this is a black person and I'm black. And I feel like we're very visual creatures, and sometimes what we see, and that's why the media is so powerful, what we see we feel like we should be, particularly from a repressed community, and that's why the media is very powerful in being able to determine a narrative. But anyways, going back to it, please, I don't like that whole argument that twerking originates from Africa. It's not the same thing as, we all know this is not the same thing as what we're seeing now, and I feel like it again leads on to that whole hypersexualization of black women. What's my pet peeve about is it being seen as synonymous as a black woman, and the whole idea, oh, like you're not black if you don't twerk, like houseway.
Oh, houseway. Take a few steps back.
Houseway, because I don't understand how that even makes sense. Like, we all need to be part of creating the narrative of what it means to be black as black people. And if I didn't even look on TV or anything like that, I would not even know what twerking is. So please don't be telling me that, oh, that's something that I need to be doing in order to be fun, or like I'm not popping if I'm not twerking. I just feel like, yeah, these type of things, they really just annoy me. This whole idea of imposing on me what it means to be black and what it means to be black just because of what you've seen on the TV. And at the end of the day, it is a small minority of people who are doing this, and that's the crazy thing. But they make it appear like it's the majority. So yeah, like the whole twerking as well, I think it just feeds into that whole just sexual objects as black women, and I don't feel like it's not something I want to do, and that's not something that I see as fun. I have other things that I do that I feel is fun.
But my mom says I'm cool. Next.
You know, but I'm sorry guys, but that isn't one of them. And if people want to do that and they find that fun, that's great, but please don't make it seem like that's what I have to do. That's all I'm trying to say. Number 3, nearly finished. Number 3 is female. This is a new one because it's just one that I've started seeing, but the whole idea of being called female, can someone please tell me why that's oppressing me? Like, I don't understand how calling myself a female is oppressing me. I think I've probably even used female in this video. I personally don't call myself a feminist, and that's another pet peeve. I feel like we should be free to define ourselves how we want to define ourselves. I do believe in a patriarchy, and I believe in equality for men and women, but I choose and I do not want to define myself as a feminist. That doesn't mean I don't support some feminist work, like for example Audre Lorde, she's a black feminist. I think she is amazing, but that's not how I choose to define myself. Okay, cool. Now when it comes to this whole idea of not being called a female, I don't understand it. Someone would need to have to explain to me. If I can see why it's oppressive, maybe I might stop using it, but for now I'm not. And this is one of the things I have an issue with, and I'm not saying that people who don't like being called females, that's how they think, but there's some people that I feel like sometimes they have internalized the patriarchy, or they know that their actions are actually not aligning to the words that they are speaking. And sometimes I feel like people can hold on and grab onto words because they're easier to control rather than your actions and your mentality. So people can be so extra about words because that is the part of what they can control to try and display and show, no, I'm not part of this, this is not what I am. And we all know, like, I guess like with FGM and stuff like that, that when it comes to feminism and patriarchy and stuff like that, that for oppressed people in general anyway, how it works is that the oppressed people have to internalize what the people who are oppressing want their views to be, and so we have to internalize it, embody it. Again, like for example with being a grown woman, I'm a grown woman, that means that I'm sexual, do you know what I mean? So then people feel like this isn't who I am as a woman, this is how I feel empowered because that's what I've been taught, and that's what I feel, you know, I'm embodying the oppressor's ideas and beliefs and embodying it and putting it in myself, and I'm seeing everyone around me doing it, so why would I not even question it or think it's not what I want? And it's something that I desire because there's a reward system alongside with it as well. You're praised, you're desired for it, you're praised, you're given that attention, you can see the results and benefits, so why question it? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we also have to look at ourselves and look at our inwardly, and that can be hard and that can be uncomfortable, and see if we are actually perpetuating the patriarchy with some of our actions. And at the same time you could hold on to being like, no, I don't want to be called a female, but still kind of perpetuating that whole male gaze and objectification of females unknowingly or knowingly, but you choose one over the other, and that's fine if you want to choose one over the other, but don't then stop someone else just from saying something if that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, let's all be hypocrites together, okay? There's no picking and choosing. Number 1 is friends not supporting you. So 2 things around friends not supporting you. One of them is like friends who will just go hard and like support all these influencers that they don't even know, or people that they don't even know, and you're their friend and they're just like crickets. they're not even bothering to support you. But at the same time, I just also want to caveat that with, at the same time, some people might not even know that you want support, and I have done a video on communicating your wants and needs, so I think that is very important as well. So you can't always be like, oh, like no one's supporting me and you haven't even asked. And sometimes you just might have to ask, because people are in their own worlds and they potentially might not be paying attention or not aware of that's what you want. But anyways, that is just like a pet peeve, like people just not supporting you. So they do have the ability to support, it's just not you. Okay, thank you. I see how it is.
See, if you are my friend, be my friend. If you are my enemy, be my enemy. Stay one place and stop confusing yourself.
And then the other one is just friends who are in position to support, but they are not actually supporting you. And I can understand like the whole crabs in the barrel mentality sometimes, in the sense that you feel like space is limited, there's not enough space for maybe if you're black women, there's not enough space, like that someone else might get your opportunity. But at the same time, I'm all about like everyone helping each other, and sometimes I feel like it can be more authentic if we actually create and cultivate that community where everyone helps each other. So it's like when someone's winning, we're like, also, I know it's a bit selfish, but we're also celebrating because we know that we are going to be winning with them as well, because it's like when someone wins, we all win and we all help each other to come up. I'm very much about that, like, because life is so hard, like life is hard, and if you have the ability, for me anyway, if I have the ability to just ease that pressure for someone, why not do it? Like, what's it going to cost me? This pet peeve is this whole idea of like when people talk about influencers, and like we you know, the word parasocial relationships has been going around, and that whole idea that if you're you know, we're not your friends. Do you get what I mean? That kind of thing. Oh, influencers aren't your friends. But at the same time, I feel like as someone who is showcasing your life to the world, whether that be by film or whatsoever, you're choosing to share a piece of your life with the world or with people, I think that does come with a duty of care and understanding that people will be connected with you in that way. And sometimes I feel like, you know, we're not your friends, it kind of can be a way to kind of just absolve that responsibility and duty of care you have to other people. You have to understand that we are human beings by nature, and we do form connections with people when we do see them, when we can share a piece of commonality with them, or just it, by nature, our general, by exposure to other human beings, it can then lead to us forming connections. And I think that shouldn't be kind of dismissed by like, oh well, they're not your friends anyway, they don't know who you are, but you have chosen to show people who you are. So I feel like there is a duty of care, and especially if you are creating a community, particularly as an influencer, or it is around interaction, it is around being friends almost. And so I just, yeah, that's another pet peeve of mine. But I've gone to the end of the video, guys. All the elements have been working against me. Like if as you can see, the lighting, the sun is like trying to go down. My camera's running out of flipping the SD card's running out, the battery's running out. I don't even know what else is there to do. But if you made it to the end, thank you so much, and I'll be back with my next video. Please let me know what type of videos you want to see from me as well. That would be really helpful. But yeah, I've got a vlog coming out soon, so hopefully you should be seeing the vlog. And if you've made it to the end, thank you so much, and take care. Bye.